that was amazing last
I know,
night.
wasn't it
Oh
though?
my gosh.
I haven't ever experienced any of that stuff ever, and I've been doing this for over 20 years. That was amazing.
My God, that was, I mean, going out there and having an all female team and having that kind of reaction. And so, what was your favorite part?
The thing that sticks with me through the whole experience was the pounding that we heard. The
Yeah.
I don't know if it was feet, chest, whatever it was. I mean, you could the earth was literally shaking. You could feel it through your feet. You could feel it in
Yeah.
your chest. You know,
Yeah.
and just it. I don't even know where it was coming from.
Yeah. And
It was like all around us and in us, and it was just crazy. And
yeah.
I've heard of it happening, but I've never experienced anything like that ever.
Yeah. I mean, that happened. I mean, as soon as we were walking up the hill and we started making those calls, that pounding, I mean, it was coming up from the ridge, off the ridge, but the whole ground was like boom, boom, like an earth shattering boom.
Mhm.
And I've heard of that happening, never witnessed it until last night. It was awesome.
It was. It was. And then the rhythmic pounding behind it after
Mhm.
the two initial sets of deep pounds, then you had the rhythmic boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It really was reminiscent of like a Native American drum,
Mhm.
I thought.
Yeah.
Did you think?
I know.
I thought that's what it kind of reminded me of.
Yeah, I agree. It was very Native American esque, where it was that rhythm. But when we came in to see how they would react with the aggression
Mm-hmm.
and really coming off with the loud, the roars and the whoops and the howls, they reacted. Immediately they reacted.
I think.
Sorry, I
Go
was going to
ahead.
say they returned the energy.
Yeah, they very much did.
Yeah.
And then as we kept going, and they knew that they were there, that we were there, and we kept pushing forward, and then the next thing I see was that light behind the tree. Did y'all see that?
Yes,
Yeah.
there were lights, and I saw like the fairy lights, like the pinpricks of light. But then I
Mhm.
also saw like a ray of light that kind of came out behind a tree. It was really interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Beautiful white pops of light you would see,
Mm-hmm.
and then followed by a red. You could see
yeah,
a red light as well that was stationary, and then would just disappear.
yeah. That was so cool. And it was, you were wondering what it was and is it going to come back down? And so we kept doing these loud yells, and then it just stayed there. It wasn't happening. But then I kept hearing things off to my left and my right. Were you guys hearing that too?
All this movement, we
Yeah.
were surrounded.
And then every time there was an aggressive yell,
Mhm.
and I think even when I howled, see, it would be followed by more of that pounding.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I think that was an intimidation thing to try to get us to back off.
Right.
And I think they were probably confused that we weren't backing off, that we were just kind of standing our ground there.
Yeah.
Because you said well, we both kind of sensed anxiety being projected. They were anxious about us being there, but also I think a little confused
Yeah.
about why we were there and acting that way, and
Mhm.
and why we weren't retreating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
It's like they put up a wall of resistance, and we were trying to break that down.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. And I know, like, we kept howling and calling, and then I would also see the lights, the little twinkling lights or fairy lights all around us. It wasn't just up there. And then the lights just stayed. And then I think you weren't feeling well.
Yes, at one point I did feel kind of nauseated,
Mhm.
and I felt a lot of pressure in my chest and in my head, and that's happened to me, before, but it was a little more intense. That I don't think I've ever been actually nauseated before, and I felt really kind of nauseous.
And
I think you got
You
that.
felt that as well.
Yeah,
Right.
and as well as a really deep feeling of heaviness, just
Mhm.
anxiety, and we didn't really know what was going to happen next.
Right.
Right.
Very much so. Very much so. And then,
But
what-
I thought it was good. Yeah, I mean, your instincts were to put us behind you to kind of block that energy, and that seemed like
Yeah,
it did help.
it
It really did
yeah,
help.
yeah. And what I really thought after all of that, I was looking up and the light was there, and then I see a crawler move into position. And I'm like, crawler at 12 o'clock. And then nobody could see it on the third.
That blew
No.
my mind that nobody could see
No,
anything
not
on
at all.
thermal, because I think most of us saw some shadowy figures down on the
Mhm.
ground up there. I know I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, 3 of them.
centered.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
No,
saw.
I
'Cause
was
you were
actually
the
looking
other
through
way.
thermal, trying to keep a watch out, and I saw absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It whatever it was that was coming towards you guys, and also what was making the lights appear, I could see nothing. It
Wow.
was completely invisible. on
Yeah.
thermal.
And I mean, we could see it with our naked eye. I mean, like it was right there. And then
Mhm.
the one crawler moved in, then a second crawler moved in, and a third crawler moved in, and they were real low to the ground and moving back and forth. It was so
Yes.
creepy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you get this feeling like, what are they going to do?
Mhm.
And then you see the light, you see these crawlers moving, you're hearing noises to the left and to the right, and you're like, now it's like a swivel. Like,
I
what's
think
happening?
It was
What's
interesting
happening?
because they did the kind of move into place up there, and we didn't
Yeah.
see that there was something there. I mean, I really couldn't see exactly what it was. I just saw 3 little figures up there,
Yeah.
way low to the ground, and I couldn't really see them moving like you could. But I was standing behind you, and so I wasn't really sure. But we were kind of. I think at that point they were trying to figure out what to do.
Right.
Because it was not long after that we were kind of trying to figure out what we wanted to do next. And
Right.
Greg, our cameraman, did 3 aggressive calls,
Yeah.
and then nothing really happened right after, I think, and then the drums started up maybe a second after that,
Hmm.
and then we were just still kind of talking, and then all of a sudden Greg yells and jumps out of the way, and you go forward because you're right in front of me. I can't see what's happening, and I'm assuming that maybe something tagged him and now it's after you. So I'm kind of ready to grab you, and then all of a sudden she goes up with her bear spray and sprays that stuff, and I'm like, okay, she's got it. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. So
Yeah, because when I'm looking at these crawlers, one of them, the final one that moved in position, it was so creepy. This thing was down on the ground, almost like a gallop, and it was like these long, skinny arms just like coming at him.
yeah.
But it was like a gallop crawl. I can't even
Oh.
describe it. And
Yes.
that's when he yelled, and I see this thing, and I'm like, holy crap. And then my gut instinct was just to lunge and get this thing to stop it, because I'm like, what if this thing and the others start coming? And I think it was in shock.
So what? I mean, because we didn't see it. We were kind of
Yeah.
behind you, and she was still.
I
She
was
was
watching
up
from
with her night vision, or didn't have night vision because she'd been on thermal. So what are your thoughts on how it reacted when you put the bear spray on?
Yeah, so I couldn't see a face, but you see these skinny arms. It was all black and down to the ground, like almost it resembled how a tiger goes and stalks and goes after something,
Mhm.
but it wasn't
Mhm.
tiger-esque. I mean, it wasn't a cat-like. It was humanoid,
Right.
and it was coming at us. It was coming, and I was like, "No, you're not."
Mhm.
And so that's when I lunged and I sprayed, and I think I shocked them,
Mhm.
because the spray, it makes a loud sound,
Mhm.
and it stopped
And it
and
puts out about like a 20-foot
yeah,
stream.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it stopped. I think I stunned it, and it went back. It retreated back,
Mhm.
and then of course bear spray, and we're all in the
We
midst
are
of
all
it. So we
protected.
got to get back. We got to get back. We're retreating. We're retreating.
Yeah.
And so then we're still hearing movement. We're seeing the lights all around. The lights still up in the tree, behind the tree, and then I'm sensing something. So we're all like, we're being surrounded at this point, because that scream that happened behind us.
It's a woman
Yeah.
scream.
It was a woman screaming, and that strange dog out of nowhere that starts barking.
And then when that happened, Kristen, you went down to the road to really
I did.
scan that area, and you
Right.
got a hit on something.
Yeah, I caught something on thermal. I cannot say what it was, but it had a humanoid shape sitting across the meadow in the tree line, and it was stationary. However, it took on the shape of a humanoid figure.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
Sitting there watching us the whole time.
Yeah. And it was almost like I felt like they were doing things to distract us.
Oh,
to
yeah.
like, look this way, look this way, look this way.
Absolutely.
And the screen behind us, look this way.
Mhm.
And then once we all clustered in a group and were facing outwards, they stopped, because
Yeah.
we were completely surrounded.
I think their goal was to make us retreat to get off
Mhm.
their land, or so to speak.
Right.
And I think when we finally retreated far enough back where we were almost to the road, I felt that more relaxed feeling. I didn't feel like there was any challenge that was going to
Mhm.
happen again, unless we darted back up there, maybe. I
Right.
don't know. But at that
Right.
point, I kind of felt like they were kind of retreating as well, just
Yeah.
a little bit, maybe further back. And I never felt like they really left while we were there, though.
No,
So
they did not
yeah.
leave. Their eyes were on us because there was a cluster of bushes as I'm looking up to the site or the tree line. To my right, in these thick bushes, there were all these little fairy lights, and you knew something was there. Nothing happened on the therm because I asked, I'm like, is there anything on the therm?
Oh.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. But the brush was so thick
Yeah, it was.
in that area. And then we're seeing movement all around us down the road, down the other road, and then we saw these little red orbs on the road right in front of the truck. And I'm going, they have us completely surrounded.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we have to stick together. We can't separate.
Right.
And also, while we were on the road, I think the three of us heard, I described it as an elephant type noise. I believe she described it as a violin.
That was Jamie.
Yeah.
Yes, as a bow being run across
Yes.
violin strings. But it's a very strange noise,
And it was like right in our ear, like very close.
but yet
Wow.
far away.
Yeah.
Kind of like the drum sound. It was, kind of strange, right?
It's just so strange. And I mean, that was one of the most epic experiences I've had in the field so far.
Yes.
So, I don't know. What do you guys? I don't know. My mind keeps going back to the crawler.
Hmm.
I don't really feel like that was a Bigfoot. Do you
I
think?
don't think that was a Bigfoot at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
We've talked about it last night. Is it a Dogman? Is it a rake? Is it a juvenile Bigfoot? Just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
We just know that we don't know.
Yeah, we just don't know.
Yeah.
And, we know that there were Bigfoot in the area. We do know that.
Yes.
We know that there have been sightings of Dogman in the area. I don't know what it is. And of course, this whole place is filled with paranormal activity.
Absolutely.
So really, that was just an incredible experience that I'll take with me. And I'm so happy I was with all of you.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it's great.
For
We're
sure.
bonded.
We are
Yes,
bonded
yes.
forever and ever and ever.
We'll have to do this again soon.
Yes, very soon. Were you sick?
So thankfully, no.
Okay.
I do today still, I think, have what's called the, not the bystander effect. I'm sorry. What is that called?
hitchhiker.
The hitchhiker effect. Thank you.
Yes.
I do believe that that did happen to me. And I also think I may have acquired some abilities from it.
Okay.
Um,
What kind of abilities?
I almost have a clear knowing.
Okay.
Like, things just kind of pop into my head and I get thoughts and I'm like, well, that might happen. I don't know. And they do tend to turn out to be true or they do happen. So, and then sometimes I have really strong intuition of things. I had it before, but now it just feels refined, like almost
Wow.
recalibrated.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
What an incredible story. Thank you for sharing. That is that's incredible. How long, were you in this realm, so to speak, this state?
I wish I knew. It happened a few times. And the first few times, I believe it was maybe 30 seconds to a minute,
Mm-hmm.
but we actually ended up having missing time.
Oh,
And
So-
I can verify that because I was actually there that night and we had a long period of radio silence. What we did not know being on a separate team was that they were actually trying to call out for help on their radios. We were not getting the transmissions. They were not getting ours.
oh
And
no.
during that time of radio silence is when all this was taking place.
Yeah.
So how much missing time was there?
It was 40 minutes.
40 minutes of missing time. And did it feel just like that?
Yeah. I mean,
Just
it felt like
quick.
maybe 2 minutes.
Oh my word.
It's crazy. But we very clearly knew that 12:05 was before things popped off. And then 12:40. Yeah.
And then that
And then
whole,
bam, we were back and we were like, this is not good.
no.
Another fact, Life 360.
Oh yeah. I have the Life 360 app on my phone, and it showed that I was in 2 different locations for 40 minutes.
At the
Oh.
time this incident
Yeah,
occurred.
exact time.
That
Isn't that crazy?
is insane.
And I didn't think about it until we got back to base camp,
Mhm.
and I said, wait a second, I have a way of tracking where I was.
Mhm.
I don't know if it'll work, but let me pull it up. And I did, and sure enough, it was there with 40 minutes of being in 2 different locations.
I hope you took a screenshot.
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't lose that. Wow.
Yeah.
Insane. I don't know how I would even handle that. I don't know. I get, you're very brave.
Yeah.
Very, very
For
brave.
sure. Yeah, and that's a hard story to follow.
Yeah.
And I really don't have
Yeah.
anything I can contribute
Yeah.
to that. I haven't, as to my knowledge, I have never encountered
Mhm.
a portal. I have been places where people have told me there were later portals they thought might exist where I was,
Mhm.
but I don't have any
Yeah.
recollection of anything out of the ordinary or anything that matches any of the descriptions you guys have given for
Yeah.
your experiences. So I would have to say, as far as I know,
Yeah.
to my knowledge, I have not encountered one.
I mean, I've talked to witnesses
Mhm.
who have experienced portals
Mhm.
where it's, it's a rectangular shape.
Mhm.
They're in a dark forest. There's light coming out. There's a whole different side of this with different types of foliage. I've talked to another witness where they were in a forest again at night. This portal opens up and these entities exited and were very aggressive.
Mhm.
So it's, they're there, they pop up,
For sure.
but we don't know when or where.
Mhm.
And, I've talked to a few people where, I asked, do you think the governments know about this? And we got a collective yes.
Mhm.
And are they trying to recreate it to see what they can do? And of course, everybody has their opinions.
Right.
I don't know what the consensus is here on that. So any opinions there?
Oh, I'm sure they know. I mean, I used to be really interested in the Bermuda Triangle, and how the planes would fly and they'd look down and they're like their landmarks were gone and it's like
Yeah.
they were in a different time.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. And so I have a feeling with all of those different kinds of experiences that happened in that location, that clearly would suggest some sort of a portal
Mm-hmm.
or time warp or something that they
Yeah,
flew
something.
into, so they have to be aware that there are
Yeah.
these anomalies.
And a lot of places we actually research in,
Mhm.
there tends to be a high military presence.
For sure.
And sometimes the military government officials will actually come into our area
Mm-hmm.
while we are researching. So it's like,
Interesting, isn't
Intriguing.
it? Yeah, very intriguing. So yeah, it's just been such a cool experience to talk to everybody and to go to conferences and talk to people and their experiences. And I always tell people, that we're a tribe
Mhm.
of like-minded individuals with the same goal is to find the truth.
Yes.
And so, any other comments, that you have like extreme experiences that you're like, I wish I could say this. I wish I could just do this. And what is your ultimate place to research? What is on your bucket list?
I would really love to go to the Pacific Northwest, where there's a team up there that has uncovered a series of ground nests, and that I've seen the reports, and seen and read their research,
Mhm.
and it is incredible.
Yeah.
And so I would love the opportunity to go out there and actually see
Yeah,
those nests.
Jane, where?
Ditto, Melissa.
Yeah.
Specifically Washington and, that area, just the accounts that people give from that location.
Mhm.
It seems like real, maybe flesh and blood kind of things going on there, but
Mhm.
who knows?
Yeah, yeah,
well, I'm actually in the perfect place.
yeah.
to research. I'm a happy girl right now.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
anywhere where there's some great reports is where I like to follow.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to go to Alaska. I
That
would
would be a great
love
place
to
too.
go to Alaska. I know it's a little dangerous. Of
Mhm.
course, you hear of the reports of the Bigfoot up there are much larger and more aggressive, but
Mhm.
I'm willing to take that chance to find some evidence and some truth and
Mhm.
maybe an upside down tree shoved into the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
amazing.
I always joke, maybe I can find a Sasquatch and, tame it and marry it and, hey, you're mine, buddy.
Awesome.
Oh, well, wrapping up, I know we're all a part of different groups and organizations. I'd like to go around just, what organizations are you a part of and where can people find you?
Well, I have a page called Bigfoot Chick Adventures because I guess over a decade ago, I was part of the Bigfoot Chicks, and so that sort of dissolved, and now it's just me.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a Bigfoot Chick Adventures. So you can find me at Bigfoot Chick Adventures on Facebook, or BFC1 on Instagram, TikTok, all those places. I'm pretty much everywhere. But I'm currently a part of the Seekers group, and
Nice.
so we have a lot of fun.
Awesome. Awesome.
So I'm on TikTok. I've been posting a little bit about Bigfoot, but I haven't gone too deep into it. But I'm as J Kelly 123 on there,
Mhm.
and I am a new member of Seekers as well.
Oh,
So
well, awesome. Awesome.
Yes. I'm also a member of Seekers, Southeastern Cryptid Research Society, along with ASOG, Anomalous Studies and Observation Group. You can find me pretty much on, like everyone else, Facebook, Kristen Payton.
Hmm.
You'll see my face. That's about it with me. I'm just on Facebook. And also, the Seekers has a Facebook page as well. So
Good.
you guys can look that up, SEKRS.
Nice.
And if you guys have a great report, send it in. We'll come out and take a look at it.
That sounds awesome. Well, everybody can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Natalie Smearman. And I'm also a part of Relic Films, of course, Beyond the Ordinary. And, and I'm also on podcast, Paranormal Among Us, Four Blondes, One Mystery at a Time, and which is a fun one. And, anywhere that you see me at a conference, please say hello. So, in wrapping up, thank you so much for joining us on Beyond the Ordinary here in the forest with these lovely ladies. And come back and see us again. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good job.
Thank you. Did y'all nap real good?
Mhm.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. That was awesome.